Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and give this video a like up. WWE CCO Triple H shared a post after Jey Uso's big win on tonight's episode of Raw. The game hyped up the upcoming World Heavyweight title match between Jey and CM Punk at Saturday night's main event. On Raw tonight, Seth Rollins was stripped of the World Heavyweight title by General Manager Adam Pearce. He also announced that a new World Champion will be crowned at the upcoming WWE Saturday night's main event, with #1 contender CM Punk facing the winner of a Battle Royal. The main event of the show was a Saturday night's main event, World Heavyweight Championship #1 Contenders Battle Royal, which Jey Uso ultimately won. He had an intense stare-down with Punk as the show went off the air. Shortly after, WWE CCO Triple H posted the following message on his official X handle. CM Punk left WWE in 2014 and verbally attacked the game during his exit. He reminded him that he put himself over at the expense of the summer of Punk in 2011. Punk went on to trash WWE for years on end before shockingly returning to the company in late 2023. Triple H and Punk have come a long way and are now quite close. Punk has been doing incredibly well under his regime on the main roster and headlined WrestleMania for the first time in his career earlier this year. Punk won the World Heavyweight title from Gunther at SummerSlam 2025, but lost it mere minutes later to Seth Rollins via cash-in. It remains to be seen if he manages to bag the gold again when he meets Jey Uso at Saturday night's main event. Abhilash Mendy is a pro wrestling journalist at Sportskeeda with nearly 5 years of experience. He completed his MBA from the Symbiosis Institute of Telecom Management in 2016 and worked with multiple banking institutions, including Tech Mahindra. While he started writing WWE articles for Sportskeeda in 2019 as a hobby, it eventually became a significant part of his professional journey. Abhilash checks his articles thrice before sending them to the editing team, ensuring his work is highly accurate and reliable. He has interviewed prominent pro wrestling personalities like Noam Dar, Angry Miz Girl, Brendan Cabina, and Jesse Lambert. Abhilash is a big fan of AEW star Orange Cassidy, as he believes the former international champion's on-screen gimmick of an extremely lazy guy resonates with him. Given the opportunity to script WWE's next big storyline, Abhilash would treat fans to the second installment of the Bloodline Civil War. He would book Roman Reigns to reform the Bloodline with the Usos and Sami Zayn upon his comeback. The angle would see the tribal chief-led group go head-to-head with The Rock, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu in a blockbuster family feud. When not reporting on pro wrestling, Abhilash likes to work out, go on walks, read, and explore new eateries. The crowd at the Toyota Center was still roaring after the main event of Monday Night Raw. The air was thick with sweat, smoke, and the echoes of chants that had shaken the rafters for 3 straight hours. The lights dimmed, the music faded, and just when fans thought the night was over, the Titantrum flickered to life again. Then came the sound, that unmistakable, ominous riff. The arena erupted. The game himself, Triple H, stepped out from behind the curtain in a dark suit, a microphone in one hand, and the glint of something fierce in his eyes. His beard was a little grayer than it used to be, but his presence, that unshakable aura of control, had never dulled. He didn't say a word as he walked down the ramp. The crowd's chants swelled, Triple H! Triple H! As he paused at the apron, taking in the sight of the WWE ring he had bled for, fought for, and now ruled over from behind the scenes. He entered the ring slowly, pacing like a lion, the crowd buzzing with questions. The commentators had gone silent. Something was happening, something big. "You know, there's a certain electricity in the air tonight," he began, his gravelly voice echoing. 3 hours of absolute chaos, pain, and glory. And yet, here you all are, still standing. Still loud, still loyal. The fans cheered again, but his expression didn't change. He gave a small smirk, then continued. "I've been a part of this business for nearly 30 years. I've seen eras rise, I've seen legends fall. I've seen this ring build men and break them. And through all of it, there's one thing that's never changed: the future always comes. And tonight, he said, lowering his voice, the future begins again. The crowd began to murmur. Was this about NXT? A new pay-per-view? Another draft? But Triple H wasn't smiling now. His jaw was set, his eyes focused. For the past year, I've been rebuilding this company from the inside out. Bringing back what made WWE special. Giving the fans what they deserve. And I've said it 1,000 times, we're not going backwards. We're not living off nostalgia. We're creating something new. He walked to the ropes and leaned forward, staring straight into the camera. But in order to build the future, sometimes you have to tear down what's left of the past. The audience gasped. A few boos echoed in the rafters. He smiled at the reaction. Starting next month, Monday Night Raw is changing forever. The Titantron suddenly lit up with a black and red graphic that read, WWE, Rebirth. The crowd erupted again, half in confusion, half in awe. Triple H nodded, pacing again like a general preparing his troops. For years, we've run this business the same way. 2 brands, separate roasters, split championships. Raw versus SmackDown. But that's not how war is fought anymore. The world has changed. The fans have changed. This system has outlived its purpose. He stopped dead center, the spotlight tightening around him. As of January 1st, the brand split is over. The arena exploded. People leaped to their feet, waving signs, screaming, clutching their heads in disbelief. Triple H just let them react, the faintest smirk returning to his face. From now on, there is only one roster. One championship hierarchy. One war. Every man and woman under this banner, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, will fight for the same goal, to be the absolute best in the world. He looked up at the rafters where the Raw banner hung, fluttering slightly in the air conditioning. And let me be clear, he said, voice dropping to a growl, there will be no hiding, no brand protection, no favoritism. If you're on this roster, you either rise to the challenge, or you get left behind. The camera zoomed in close. His eyes were cold, calculated. The crowd's energy was electric. Chants of "This is awesome!" and "One WWE" filled the arena. He raised a finger, gesturing toward the stage. And it all begins with one night. WWE Rebirth, a live 5-hour event that will crown the undisputed face of this new era. Men and women from every generation, current superstars, returning legends, even a few surprises, all fighting for one thing: legacy. The Titantron flashed again. Clips of current stars, then flashes of familiar silhouettes. Someone who looked like Randy Orton. Another that resembled John Cena. Then the unmistakable outline of The Rock, arms outstretched. Triple H let the noise build before speaking again. And before you start asking, yes, everyone's eligible. That includes every champion, every legend who thinks they still have something left in the tank, and every new face who wants to prove they belong. He adjusted his tie, the intensity in his voice sharpening. I've spent my life fighting for this company. I've fought through injuries, politics, and critics. And now, I fight for one thing only: the soul of professional wrestling. He raised his head and looked around the arena, emotion flickering just beneath the surface. So here's my message to the locker room. Step up or step aside. Because the game is not just a nickname, it's a warning. Suddenly, the Titantron flickered again. And this time, a video interrupted. Static. Then a black screen. Then a voice. Nice speech, Hunter. But you forgot something. The crowd went wild. The voice was unmistakable. Gravelly, defiant, dripping with attitude. The Titantron came to life, showing The Rock standing somewhere backstage, dressed in a black leather jacket and sunglasses, microphone in hand. You talk about the future, you talk about legacy, but The Rock says this: there is no WWE without the Great One. So if you're talking about crowning a face of this new era, then The Rock says this: you better have a spot for the People's Champion. Triple H smirked, shaking his head slightly as he looked up at the screen. Oh, there's a spot, Rock, he replied coolly. But just remember, when you step back in this ring, you're not walking into the same WWE you left, you're stepping into my kingdom. The Rock laughed, that signature eyebrow raised. The screen cut to black. The crowd was in chaos, a sea of sound. The possibility of The Rock versus Triple H one more time, in the new Rebirth era, had set the world on fire. Triple H stood alone in the ring again, soaking in the energy. He raised the mic one last time. "Welcome," he said, pausing for effect, "to the new era of the game." He dropped the mic. The lights cut to black. Motorhead's The Game blared through the speakers one more time as the crowd screamed themselves hoarse. But everyone knew, this was only the beginning. Would you like me to continue this storyline into WWE, Rebirth, ED, The Rock vs. Triple H build-up, the tournament, or the fallout? I can expand it into a multi-part narrative or script it like an actual Raw episode.